started painting. Pretty exciting. Got it all painted.
Now
oh,
look,
corbels, yeah.
We put those corbels up with the dark walnut wood shelf.
All right, so we've got the washer and dryer. We're moving out. We're going to redo this floor. And this has just got like a linoleum over it. And now what exactly is that stuff that you got?
This is called Life Proof. It's vinyl, and you can get it at Home Depot, and this colored was like a gray oak or something to that effect, but it just looks like distressed wood, and it's completely waterproof, so scratch resistant, waterproof. So we're going to put that right directly over the top of the linoleum. Yeah,
and you don't need any glue.
No.
Right?
No
and
glue,
there's no adhesive on the back?
No underlayment, nothing.
Yep, just goes right over.
They lock together and seal in tight. So
yeah, cool.
Yep.
All right, we'll check.
Can't wait.
And how much were they per box?
It was almost $60 per box.
And
50,
that covers about 50 square feet.
Right. No, about 20 square feet per box.
Oh, gotcha. So we've made a little bit of progress here.
Yeah.
Do you want to demonstrate how those go together? So you can just kind of show this is so easy to use.
Yeah.
So you can see how you
have this right here, and then on this side you have a little.
Yeah, one edge is longer than the other and lower.
So you just
the other
bring
edge
it
is
in
on
here,
top.
And then click it together.
Yeah, and you can see how it doesn't pull apart.
No. Yep, trying to pull it apart, but you can see how it seamless.
Yeah, you don't need any glue, no adhesive. You just cut.
There you go.
Yep, and so we've got all this done. Now we've got to get a little bit of trim. So we're going to get some small edge trim. That'll go right along in here. And that'll clean it up real nice. So we're waiting on that from Lowe's. And here's the boards all laid out. And you can kind of see you get different color combinations. So you're just going to kind of want to mix it up based on how you're laying it down in there. And that'll kind of give you a nice little mix of color. But definitely very, very easy to use. They say to use a utility knife. I have found that I don't like using the utility knife because I about cut my fingers off. So we use like a little jigsaw, and we've got a miter saw that works really good. Even a skill saw. You know, we got a Ryobi battery operated skill saw that works really good. So you don't have to cut this stuff with anything spectacular. And so this little guy here for the vent, we just cut out, you know, with the jigsaw, and it was no problem. The skill saw would be a bit much, but jigsaw, no worries.
Just cutting your trim for the baseboards.
Yeah. And now this I'm not doing an angle, we're just doing a straight
right.
across. You can see back here we've got the trim in, and you see how nice that looks. You can see how you've got the gaps right here, and you'll have that. So in this case, we're going to just put this in here. We're going to butt up against another piece of trim tomorrow, and then we've got a weird angle over here we've got to deal with.
We have this angled wall that's a little off.
Yep. So we're just going to do this.
So that we can put our machines back.
Yeah.
You did a nice job cutting that, honey.
You won't really see anything when the dryer's in its spot.
Alright.
Yep. And that's about it. One thing we did do, now you can see how nice this now looks, right? So you got your gaps in here, so you can seal those with caulking if you want. We did have like a little hole right here, so we filled that in. There was a couple things that I kind of screwed up, but it is going to be underneath the washer and dryer.
Yeah.
But
this was our learning curve.
Yeah, there's always going to be some learning curves. You know, you can see like you've got a gap over here, but the trim will cover that. That's a great thing about trim. Makes you look real good even though you screw up. All right, that is all. So here's where we're at so far. We'll get the rest done tomorrow. Walter's freaking out, crazy man. But yeah, it's going to look a lot nicer, I would say. So we'll see. All right, so we are making some progress. We're going to start cutting some angles for this trim. And we'll show you kind of how you square up these pieces when you set them. Okay, so we're measuring up our little piece here. The thing you have to make sure you have are your ends, what ends that you're using. Because we've made the mistake of not using the proper ends, and then you have a board that's worthless. So just make sure you really pay close attention to that. So if you're going to measure it out like this, we know we need this end, so we're going to flip it to do our measurement, measure, and then cut, and that's it. And then we'll show you how to bind, get these bound together. So if you're looking real close here, you can see that gap, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to use this tool, and we use our hammer there, and then we'll be able to close that gap when we're ready, when we get this other piece. Okay, so we've got these in, and if you look here on these corners, these will snap in. But you just want to make sure that everything is kosher all the way down the line here. So we got to get these banged in like that. Make sure those are in. So these little lips, they have to go in a certain way. There we go. And then you get your little corner down that in, like so. So these should be smooth to your hand. Okay, and then if they're not, you just got to hammer them on down. And then as we put trim along here, it'll end up holding everything in, even though you see this kind of like floppy, but the floor actually will serve as its own support. And if you have any little gaps in here, use this little tool. When you're using this tool, you can see the little edge clip here, the slot. You don't want to have it on the outside or you'll break that. So you got to have it right up in here, and usually a couple taps. So it should be really, really flush. And those look good. These are all good over here. And that one we made sure we pressed in because we had to trim that board. So now we're going to start cutting some angles, and it gets a little tricky, but we'll get her done. And these pieces of cardboard are templates, and these are how you want to cut out your little pieces here by making a cardboard template, and that way you can match it up, doesn't waste a bunch of time. You can see here that I even screwed up a little bit, but there's room for error because the trim will fit over that. We haven't done the trim yet, but that's just a good easy way to do it. And as you make your, you can do a template however, but that just kind of gives you an idea, and that way you can get a nice clean cut there, even if you mess up like I did there, but it's all good. So anyway, that's an easier way to do that.
Hold on, we'll do it this way.
Gotta make sure we get the cut right.
So I think maybe 43 and a half.
Okay, on to the next one. go. Okay, the last step, we're going to seal the little gaps in the trim with this Alex Plus sealant, and works perfect for that. Real easy to use and wipe off. So let's get that done, and then we will be completed. Okay, so you can see these little gaps in here. So we're just going to fill those in like so. We've got little nail holes we can do, and you just get a paper towel. And you just kind of wipe it off. And that's it. And then you just do that around the trim and you're all set. So here we are, all completed. And it looks quite a bit different, obviously. But pretty simple job, really, for the most part. If you have any questions, hit us up, let us know. And we will talk to you guys another time, I am sure. You want to say bye?
Bye.
See ya.